Hello and welcome to Kashmir Now. I'm your host Uzma Jafri. Let's take a look at some stories of this week's episode. India firms its grip on coronavirus, makes headways despite rise in cases. People grappling virus and poverty in illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan, government turns a blind eye. Favorable weather conditions pave way towards increased production of trout in Jammu and Kashmir. Online sports coaching and tournaments enhance the sporting spirit of youngsters in Srinagar. Even after the mounting case count and death toll, India is much better positioned in comparison with the other countries, with its preventive measures playing an active part. Its efforts to bring back its stranded citizens under its repatriation programs are also in continuity. Along with the government, the citizens too are rigorous in its attempts to spread awareness about the deadly virus. We have a report.
With an average of 1.2 lakh samples being tested for COVID-19 per day, India is definitely taking huge strides in its battle against COVID-19. While the country's testing capacity has increased, the number of labs testing for the virus has also soared. Presently, there are 476 government and 205 private labs conducting tests for COVID-19. Moreover, the country's preventive measures to curtail the virus are proving to be very effective, and as a result, if we compare India with other countries, the former is much better positioned. About 14 most affected countries with a cumulative population almost equal to that of India have reported 55.2 times more COVID-19 deaths and 22.5 times more cases. Even the country's fatality rate is amongst the lowest in the world, and it's all due to the timely identification of the cases and proper clinical management.
Continuous effort जो फील्ड पर रहे हैं, either in terms of surveillance or in terms of contact tracing, या हम कैसे अर्ली केस आइडेंटिफिकेशन पर फोकस करें और साथ में जो केस पॉजिटिव आए उसको हम क्लिनिकली कैसे तरीके से मैनेज करें, उन एफर्ट्स के तहत हम पा रहे हैं कि जैसे कि 15 अप्रैल में अगर देश का केस फैटेलिटी रेट करीब 3.3% था, वह घटा 3.25% हुआ, घटते घटते 3.15% और अब वह घटकर 2.82% हो चुका है। इसी कंपैरिजन को अगर हम फैटेलिटी रेट को अगर हम देखें तो हम पाते हैं कि हमारे देश का फैटेलिटी रेट इज अमंग द लोएस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड। इसके बारे में जैसे कि मैं ग्राफ में आप लोगों की दृष्टि में लाना चाहूंगा कि अगर दुनिया की पॉपुलेशन के हिसाब से हम देखें तो फैटेलिटी रेट जो पॉजिटिव केसेस आए हैं पूरी दुनिया में, अगर पूरी दुनिया में फैटेलिटी रेट 6.13% है तो वह हमारे देश में एज लो एज 2.82% है।
India's massive repatriation drive to bring back its stranded citizens from other countries is also in progress. Recently, under the Operation Samudra Setu, Indian naval ship Jalashwa brought back around 700 of its stranded citizens who were stuck in Sri Lanka amid global coronavirus pandemic. The citizens were brought back with complete precautions, and the whole ship was divided into 3 zones: red, orange and green. Evacuated citizens were kept in the red zone. Those who interact and take care of the evacuees were put in orange zones, and crew and sailors were in green zones.
These 700 Indians have been here for a few months because of the COVID-19 related situation, the inability to travel back, and today Indian Navy is proudly adding one more chapter to its volumes of its glorious deeds in the service of the nation.
We thank the Navy people and the Indian Commission for having brought us back home safe. We had a very pleasant trip.
Along with the government and administration, artists across the country too are busy battling the virus with their creativity. In Guwahati city of Assam, they painted coronavirus-themed artworks on walls to generate awareness about the deadly virus and appreciate frontline workers. A graffiti resembling a microscopic image of coronavirus urged people to stay at home in a bid to stop the virus from spreading.
और हम लोग ये पेंटिंग के थ्रू मतलब लोगों को जागरूक कर रहे हैं कि कैसे सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग मेंटेन करना है, क्या करना है, और हम लोग थैंक्स भी दे रहे हैं सभी वॉरियर्स को जो भी हमने इस कोरोना में पार्टिसिपेट किए हैं। उन लोग को हम लोग हेल्प जो कर रहे हैं उनको धन्यवाद दे रहे हैं।
World's biggest lockdown, along with the extensive government campaign of social distancing and hygiene, have so far given positive results and is doing much better than several other affected countries.
Moving on to illegally occupied territory of Gilgit-Baltistan, where the impact of COVID-19 has been disastrous. The reason? The callous administration's apathy. Even after months of its outbreak, the region is struggling to procure the basic medical infrastructure required to fight the pandemic. With the actual figures unknown, the cases are rising fast and the future of patients is uncertain. The ripple effects are even bigger with economic activity almost shut and the unemployment rate near an all-time high. The so-called government in the region hasn't bothered to provide any form of relief. A report.
The quality of life of people living in the illegally occupied territory of Gilgit-Baltistan has deteriorated from bad to worse due to the pandemic COVID-19. The spread of the virus has affected more than one aspect of their life. While on one side, the unavailability of medical equipments even after months of the outbreak appears a systematic diabolical design. A sharp rise in the unemployment tables has imposed threats of widespread poverty. Locals who have managed to live by themselves till now accuses administrators of filling their own coffers with the money they are receiving as aid. People have also criticized the knee-jerk reaction of authorities to curb the spread, which they say hasn't addressed the real issue and has instead created unnecessary troubles.
कोरोना की वजह से हमारे गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में बेइंतहा बेरोज़गारी हो गई है। न कोई रोज़गार है, न कोई ऐसा सिस्टम है। बहुत आसान हाल है, बहुत महंगाई आसमान से बातें कर रही है, बेरोज़गारी आसमान से बातें कर रही है, और गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से कोई ख़ास वैसा कोई वो नहीं है जो होना चाहिए कि जैसा उन्होंने लॉकडाउन का जो सिस्टम शुरू कर दिया है, जो टाइमिंग उन्होंने रखा हुआ है इस टाइम से 5 बजे तक का, 5 बजे के बाद ये कोरोना नहीं होता है। ये सब ये गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसियाँ हैं, गवर्नमेंट का सिस्टम में उनको बाहर से फंड वगैरह आता है, बाहर से उनको डोनेशन वगैरह आते हैं, तो इस वजह से ये है कि ये अपना ही देखते हैं, बाकी आवाम को नहीं देखते हैं। हालांकि आवाम से ही ये लोग आ गए हैं, ये खुद तो नहीं है, आवाम ने उनको मैंडेट दिया हुआ है, आवाम ने ही उनको वोट देकर, आवाम ने ही उनको ये अपने इतने ऊंचे पोस्ट में उनको ज़रा पहुँचाया हुआ है। तो लिहाजा ये है कि मैं दरख्वास्त करता हूँ, मैं रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ वक़्त के हुक्मरानों से कि खुदारा जो है हमारे गिलगित बल्तिस्तान की तरफ भी कोई नज़रसानी करें। पसमंदा इलाका है, वैसे ही बेरोज़गारी इतनी थी, उसमें मज़ीद और बेरोज़गारी बढ़ गई है।
People are unable to earn amidst an environment of restriction, while the operations around the world have resumed with careful measures. The region continues to suffer under a lockdown. the administrators have no option but to keep the people confined as they are ill-prepared to take on the virus even now. A more satanic design, however, has emerged during the crisis. Locals claim that these people who were supposed to be leading the fight against the virus have exploited it for their own benefits. They are reporting more numbers to claim more compensation from international bodies.
तकरीबन 600-700 के करीब बढ़ गए हैं, लेकिन ये बढ़ क्या गए हैं ये कि वो रिपोर्ट आती है पॉजिटिव। आदमी को थोड़ा सा भी गर्मी हो गया, थोड़ा सा वो हो गया तो ये है कि उसको वो शो करता है पॉजिटिव। हालांकि ऐसा कुछ नहीं, कोई सिस्टम नहीं है, ऐसा कोई सिम्टम्स नहीं आते हैं जिसकी वजह से ये कि उनको कोरोना हो गया होगा, लेकिन गवर्नमेंट को उसका फ़ायदा है। इस वजह से उनका आगे से वो माल मिलता है, पैसे मिलते हैं, तो इस वजह से ये है कि वो ये उन्होंने पॉजिटिव शो करके अपना रेशो ज़रा बढ़ा रहे हैं। ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। ये WHO है, ये उनके साथ इलाक़ है, उनके साथ टच में हैं, ये उनको पैसे देती है गवर्नमेंट को, वो उनको रेशो बढ़ाते हैं, वो इनका अपना परफॉर्मेंस दिखाते हैं कि इतने लोगों, इतने पेशेंट हो गए, इतने उसको सेहतियाब हो गए।
Gilgit-Baltistan is under Pakistan's forceful occupation, where the government hardly cares about their concerns. The region has already reported over 700 cases, but no sense of urgency has been shown by those who claim the region as their own. A record low number of testing in the region with a population of 15 lakh not only reflect Pakistani intent for the region, but also raises an alarm for the number of casualties the region could report in coming times.
Pakistan, that has been for years deteriorating the economy of illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan and committing a number of atrocities on its people, has stooped to a new low this time. In a shocking development, it defaced and deformed the ancient Buddhist rock carvings in the region. This disgraceful action by Pakistan has been strongly criticized by the activists from illegally occupied territories, who have dubbed this egregious activity as a threat to their cultural heritage.
Belonging to 800 AD, these structures that were once adorned with Buddhist rock carvings are today laying desecrated with paintings of Pakistani flag and Islamic slogans on it. The incident took place in the Chilas area of illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan and came into light when locals posted the images on social media platforms. Having a huge archaeological importance, as these carvings are among the last surviving references to 3 Buddhist councils, their vandalization is being perceived as an attack on the region's civilizational heritage. Condemning this atrocious act, activists from illegally occupied territories of Gilgit-Baltistan and POK have speculated it to be a part of Pakistan's bigger agenda to destroy every aspect of their cultural legacy, especially the one that connects the region with India.
This is part of a great design we call memory site. What is memory site? Memory site is to remove every single aspect of culture and history of the occupied people by the oppressor, by the colonialist. So what is happening is, it's not the first incident where rock carvings have been painted over and vandalized, and the inscriptions have been vandalized, and it is written Dil Dil Pakistan, and the Pakistani flag has been painted over rock carvings. This has been going on for some time. And the reason for this is that the Pakistani occupying force wants to destroy any evidence of history that connects us with Akhand Bharat.
Activists have also dubbed that vandalism was allegedly in retaliation to the protests that locals have been organizing over the construction of Pak China Diamar Bhasha Dam project. This 442 billion project is a joint venture by the Pakistani government with a Chinese state-run firm. In order to complete this dream project that was hanging for the past 40 years, Pakistan introduced Land Reforms Act and began acquiring the lands of the local residents, who in return started protesting against it.
As we know, people are protesting against the construction of the Diamar Bhasha Dam. So this is also an indication of how Pakistani government is going to tackle with the protests that are taking place against the Diamar Bhasha Dam. So what they are trying to do is they are trying to threaten us that if we continue with our protests, this is how the Pakistani government intends to retaliate by further imposing their cultural, religious hegemony over our indigenous cultures.
India too has conveyed a strong concern at the reports of vandalism, defacement and destruction of invaluable Indian Buddhist heritage in Gilgit-Baltistan. In a statement, Anurag Shrivastava, the official spokesperson of the Ministry of External Affairs, has said that it is a matter of grave concern that Buddhist symbols are being destroyed and the religious and cultural rights and freedoms are being trampled with impunity in the Indian territories under illegal occupation of Pakistan.
Next, we move on to Jammu and Kashmir, where trout fish, once a delicacy enjoyed by the elite, has today soared to several metric tons and is proving to be a lucrative option of alternative farming. Today, the territory has around 533 trout farms in private sector and nearly 59 trout rearing units and hatcheries, leading to surge in production every year. This year too, the territory is witnessing a rise in production owing to favorable weather conditions and the authorities who keep a regular check. Have a look.
The beautiful geographical variations along with the network of well-stocked streams and high-altitude lakes, Jammu and Kashmir offers a favorable place for breeding, rearing, production and marketing of trout fishes. And it's due to these favorable weather conditions that a number of trout fish farms have been set up in the territory. But it's not just the weather. One also needs to provide high-protein diet to the trouts in order to breed them properly, and Fisheries Department of J&K is making every single effort to ensure that trouts are well fed in Larabal Fisheries farm located at Dachigam National Park. Even during the nationwide lockdown, employees kept on visiting the farm and feeding the livestock, and as a result, this year too, there has been surge in its production.
जब से ये लॉकडाउन हो गया है, हमने अपनी ज़िंदगी की परवाह नहीं की। हम ड्यूटी पर आ गए हैं क्योंकि ये लाइव स्टॉक है यहाँ पर, इनको खुराक देना है टाइम पे। इसलिए हमने अल्लाह ताला को पुछराया है अपने आप को कि हमें यहाँ पर आना है, हमें काम करना है यहाँ पर, क्योंकि यहाँ पर लाइव स्टॉक है, इसमें कोई डैमेज नहीं होना चाहिए। चाहे हमारा ऑफिसर आए या ना आए, हमारा फ़र्ज़ बनता है कि हम इसका केयर करें। शुक्र अल्लाह ताला का, और सबसे ज़्यादा है हमारे मुलाजिमों का जो ताउन होता है, इसमें काम कर रहे हैं, सुबह शाम मेहनत से काम कर रहे हैं, कोई कसर नहीं छोड़ रहे हैं हम अपनी तरफ से कि यहाँ पर पैदावार ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हो।
Trout, being a cold water fish, well flourishes in the water whose temperature ranges from 5 to 15 degrees Celsius, and the territory being home to snow-fed and glacier-fed streams, lakes and mountains boost the healthy environment of trout fishes. But while breeding the fishes in farms, it's important to keep a check at the temperature of water along with supplying proper feed to them. This year, the breeding operation of trout fishes at Dachigam Fish Farm got ended in the month of March and gave an amazing result in the shape of lakhs of eggs. And presently, the employees are busy feeding the livestock as it is very important both to maintain its size as well as the production.
जो पानी का टेम्परेचर हमें मखसूस रहना रखना पड़ता है क्योंकि जो ये कोल्ड वाटर फिशरीज है इसमें ज़्यादा ऊपर टेम्परेचर नहीं होना चाहिए। हमें बार बार ये चेक करना पड़ता है पानी कितना साफ़ है, इसमें टेम्परेचर बराबर है, ऑक्सीजन कितना है, इसमें डिज़ॉल्व्ड ऑक्सीजन कितना है, हमको सब कुछ ये रखना पड़ता है नज़र में। और जो बच्चों के लिए दवाई होती है उनको बार बार दवाई देनी पड़ती है, देखने हैं बच्चे खाना खा रहे हैं अच्छी तरह, जो फीड उठाते हैं या नहीं उठाते हैं। तो इसी तरीके से हमें दिन रात उन पर नज़र रखनी होती है।
Over the year, trout fish production has increased to manifolds in the Kashmir Valley, all thanks to the authorities that have kept on organizing workshops for fish breeders from time to time and supplying proper feed to the livestock. Moreover, as the trout fish is more nutritious and tasty than red meat, it is being consumed at a large scale in the valley, encouraging a number of youngsters to set up their own fish farms, further generating employment opportunities.
Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, it has become difficult for people to step out in the open and participate in sports and other activities. As a result, authorities across the country are coming up with a number of ways to keep the sports activities going while keeping the corona at bay. In the same line of initiatives, online classes and sports tournaments have been started in Srinagar by the Sports Department of Jammu and Kashmir to help children have an access to sports lessons while staying at home.
While the world came to a standstill amid the COVID-19 pandemic, authorities in Jammu and Kashmir found an innovative way to inculcate sporting habits among the youngsters of the region. They started online coaching and tournaments for players to train them in a number of activities and games. Started by the Sports Department of Jammu and Kashmir, the main motive behind these online programs is to make sure that youngsters stay in touch with sports and fitness activities.
जब से गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया की एडवाइजरी आई, एसओपी आ गया, तो हमने भी अपनी ये स्पोर्ट्स हमने शुरू किया ऑनलाइन, जो कि काफ़ी अच्छे रिजल्ट्स दे रहे हैं। बच्चे हमारे काफ़ी इन्वॉल्व हैं इसमें, जितने भी रजिस्टर्ड प्लेयर्स हैं सब के सब जुड़े हुए हैं अपने कोचेस के साथ। जो हम ऑनलाइन देखते हैं, अपने हमारे एचओडी देखते हैं, इवन यूटी के जितने भी ऑफिसर्स हैं, सेक्रेटरीज हैं, सब देखते हैं, सब अप्रिशिएट करते हैं। जैसे कि हम ये एडवाइजरी है कि नॉन कॉन्टैक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए, कोई भी इवेंट कॉन्टैक्ट डिसिप्लिन में इस वक्त शुरू होनी चाहिए। जब तक हालात नहीं सुधर जाते हैं, ये बीमारी कम न होती है, तब तक हमारा जो ये नॉन कॉन्टैक्ट इवेंट्स है वो हमारे चल रहे हैं और शुक्र अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह बहुत अच्छे चल रहे हैं।
A number of sports competitions are also organized as a part of these online programs. Players from different parts of the territory participate in it, which further encourage others to be a part of it.
हम लोग वुशु एसकेसी में प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, जहाँ हमें आसिफ से प्रैक्टिस कराते हैं, और मैंने 2017 से शुरू किया खेलना। तो तब से अभी तक बहुत सारे अचीवमेंट्स लाई है, मतलब नेशनल चैम्पियन, और अभी जो रिसेंटली ऑनलाइन मुझे किक बॉक्सिंग चैम्पियनशिप हुई थी वहाँ पे भी मेरा मेडल आया। बेसिकली ये म्यूजिकल फॉर्म होता है जो कि मतलब हम उसकी प्रैक्टिस नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन इसको सीखने के लिए मतलब जो भी ट्रेनर्स हैं उनको 1-2 साल लगते हैं। हमें सर ने 4 घंटे में सिखा दिया, तब जाके हमारा मेडल आया।
With the given relaxations by the government in Jammu and Kashmir, the sports authorities in the territory are now planning to open the grounds and indoor stadiums. Grounds are being readied by the sports centers that are waiting for the nod from the higher authorities to restart games and sports competitions after the lockdown.
आज भी देख सकते हो कि ग्राउंड्स में घास काटने का काम चालू हो गया है, जितने भी साफ सफाई है वो चालू हो गई है, क्योंकि एज पर द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया गाइडलाइन जो उन्होंने एसओपी जारी करा था उसमें उन्होंने किसी हद तक रिलैक्सेशन दी थी। जो रिलैक्सेशन उन्होंने दी थी, एवरी स्टेट हैव टू फॉलो दैट गाइडलाइंस। तो साइमल्टेनियसली हमारे स्पोर्ट्स काउंसिल ने भी उस गाइडलाइंस को मतलब अपना लिया है, और इंशाल्लाह वी विल फॉलो द गाइडलाइंस और आहिस्ता आहिस्ता रिलैक्सेशन मिल जाएगी। एंड अभी तक तो नॉन कॉन्टैक्ट स्पोर्ट्स को परमिशन आई है, तो होपफुली वेरी सून वी विल गेट द परमिशन फॉर कॉन्टैक्ट स्पोर्ट्स आल्सो।
It is due to these steps taken by the authorities in Jammu and Kashmir that players are able to practice sports while sitting at their home and are keeping themselves fit and healthy.
So that's all we have for you in this week's episode. Till we see you next week, it's goodbye from the entire production team.